What's going on, everyone? It's Green Zero and I'm back here once again with another Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath video commentary. We have another game here for you today between two pretty awesome players who have been featured quite a bit in the last couple of weeks here. We have eXs.D Dutch, which of course is Dirty Dutch. He's been featured in a couple of my VODs recently. He's had a good run on there with the good replays. And we have Unleashed UA, who everyone really should know. And this is going to be a GDI mirror. We also have State of the Union, who is observing this game, but this is not a live game, this is a replay. And we are going to jump straight in now. So let's close that off. We have Unleashed UA, he's playing as the green GDI. We're on Dust Bowl, everyone loves Dust Bowl. And really, right from the get-go, it's going to be who's going to get spikes. Who is going for spikes? Unleashed is going for, he's going for a barracks, so he's going for spikes. And it looks like Dirty Dutch is going for a barracks as well, so this is going to be very interesting. Now, just a quick word, there was a tournament on the weekend, a 3v3 tournament, the 1.02 plus 3v3 tournament. I believe they had 4 teams. It was a very small get-together, basically. But they played it out. You can view the results on Game Replays.org. There is not a recap up yet, but I'm sure there will be soon. Remember, the link to Game Replays is in all of my VODs. And there's a lot of people as well. Actually, let's just see what's going to happen here. No, it looks like Unleashed went for the right-hand side spike. And Dirty Dutch went for the left-hand side. So this is going to be perfectly fine. They're not going to like waste each other's inch. Whoa, that's a lot of Rifleman. He really doesn't want to lose that. And he's going to be able to dig in, make a foxhole, and he's going to secure that. Unleashed has one scout down there. And he's going to secure this area here. A lot of people checking wide of the spikes now. And basically that's because I realized, and I've been doing it for quite some time, you could actually swing around the outside of the spike, avoid detection, and go in and cut off the engineer. And I was so prevalent at that I found that all of a sudden all the pros are starting to send the scouts out wide, because I did use it on a lot of these players. And they basically, well, they learned from it. They realized that that was actually a pretty serious threat. I'm not saying I came up with that, oh man, Unleashed is doing something crazy. And I've changed subjects again. He's going for an airfield, so he's going to rush Dutch. Dutch better be prepared. He has a lot of scouts out, but he doesn't have a scout inside Unleashed base. Unleashed drafting a lot of scouts that could tip him off. He'd be like, oh, he's got quite a lot of scouts, but no, he's going for another ref. He can't quite drop it because he built a lot of scouts, and so did Unleashed. Unleashed is not got, is he going to sell his MCV? It could be the War Factory airfield rush, and no, he's going to keep, no, he's going to pack it up. Far out. This is going to be very detrimental here. You really do need that money because, as you can see, he doesn't have enough. He's going to trickle in his third Orca here. This is going to really set him back. He has sold his command center, or his command post, but Dutch is none the wiser, and he needs 4 Orcas to get the 3 harvesters. This is going to be terrible because he didn't sell his MCV, so he needs to get as many harvesters as possible. I'm not saying it's going to fail, it's unusual that he didn't sell his Conyard when he went for both an airfield and a War Factory. Dutch didn't get a full scout off in there and is blind and is not doing anything to counter. He has 4 harvesters out. I don't think Unleashed is going to be able to strike a big enough attack here. Here come the Pitbulls. He's going to be able to take one down immediately. Can he micro the the Orcas? He snipes it down because it only takes 3 rockets to get, and that cost him a second harvester. Oh man, Dutch is going to be happy with that because he should have just forgot about the Pitbull there. But he only got 1 harvester and a Pitbull, and now Dutch knows it's there, and Unleashed is really far behind. I think that could have been devastating. I mean, if he waited for a 4th Orca, if he sold up, and I mean, it doesn't have to be all in. I mean, he can rebuild his MCV if he sold it off, but he didn't actually build a 4th Orca. He just set away with that. I mean, Unleashed does some really interesting rushes. Like they're not really as conventional as they should be. Like if you're going for that rush, like I said, you should usually sell your Conyard. And he didn't do it. He often goes for airfield rushes without selling his Conyard, and he often ends up with weird timings and stuff like that, like he does here. He's only got 3 Orcs, he's only got 3 harvesters. Dutch is going to be able to defend this out here, but Dutch isn't counterattacking. There is a beacon there trying to snipe those guys down with an Orca strike, but it's not going to work. Dutch sees it and he's going to move. And now Rocket Squad's is big trouble for Unleashed. Basically, what Unleashed needs to do is just not lose his Orcas now. Otherwise, he's going to be so far behind. I mean, he was already far behind, but that's going to hurt him a little bit more now. Anyway, there's a lot happening actually. There's scouts facing off. Again, I'm being distracted, and these guys are flying in. They need to get a harvester, and he needs to get out of there. I think he should try and save those. He probably could have saved those 2 Orcas and maybe put some more damage on that harvester, and Unleashed is down on all his Orcas. Will he sell up? He does have refs on either side of this field here. He's got 4 harvesters. Not selling the airfield. He cannot replace that unless he gets a command post as well, so maybe he just wants to keep it around, because it will take a long time to get back to that situation. No, he calls in the Bloodhounds actually and then sells it off. Interesting move. I think he's expecting Dutch to move out immediately, and Dutch is beginning to move out now. Anyway, right back to the start where I was going to talk about a lot of people are putting a lot of messages and comments on my videos advertising their own channels. Just basically hit me up on that and I'll link you on my own channel there. I've got a big list down the side of all the other channels that have Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath VODs and stuff and other Command & Conquer games. You don't need to go through all of my videos and put the same comment on every single one. That's just a waste of time. Yeah, just hit me up and I'll put a link to my channel. A lot of people go to my channel so they'll be able to see that there. I think that's how Cybert's got a fair bit of popularity now. I've been watching a lot of his VODs. I've actually started watching some Red Alert 3 VODs because I ran out of Kane's Wrath VODs to watch on his channel. And it's good that he does other games because, like I said, I don't do other games even though I've played them. Like, I played a lot of Red Alert 3. I played 100 hours, which isn't that much. But, and I played, how much, 400 or 500 hours of, oh no, probably not that much. Yeah, maybe 300 hours of Tib Wars. But, oh, maybe more than, I can't remember, honestly. I have to check the X5. But anyway, I'm deviating from this game here. And I really want to talk about this. But looks like those Bloodhounds actually pushing Dutch back. Dutch has that spike. Unleash is probably going to take it at some stage. He's got another ref down. Really weird opening. And this is going to lead out to the mid game to be a lot different than it really should be. Dutch is looking a bit more normal than he should. A bit more normal than what Unleashed is right now. There's actually an engineer inside that APC. Haven't been paying too much attention. He's got a lot of pit bulls out, so he did well to recover. But again, I just can't help but feel like he didn't do enough damage, and then Dutch just decided he was going to stick around his base, defend out those orcas, and then when he went to counterattack, he couldn't quite get in. I'm not sure where his pit bulls have. They've pulled all the way back to base. He's just trying to eco, and he's going to have still better eco than Unleashed, I think. I think he's got one more harvester, perhaps. Yeah, he's only got one harvester on his opponent, so Unleashed transferring one over now. He did capture that spike, and he put double minefields there. Maybe some units will run into those, and it's going to be pit bulls versus rocket PCs. And there is an NG APC in there, maybe for a little trap that he's got going. But Unleashed now has both the spikes. He's got scouts in the middle at both these structures. He's got good vision. And I don't know, Dutch just doesn't seem to have what I thought he'd have right now. I mean, he has got this APC attack coming in. There's two rocket APCs coming in. No, there's one rifle APC. They both are veteran. Can they snipe down a harvester? Maybe with the use of their mines. Dutch does have his pit bulls over here. Unleashed cuts them off immediately. The APCs are heading over here. Dutch probably can take that with his NG APC. And these APCs are going to come in here and they may be able to snipe down this harvester before they're dispatched. Yes, they are the veterans, so they've got a bit of extra armor and damage on that. And they will get... Oh no, Unleashed, one more shot, and that rocket squad does take it out. Is he going to de-garrison? Yes, he does de-garrison, and he's got a veteran rocket squad there just to keep causing him problems. He's going to have to clean up. The harvester will probably claim the kill. Dutch did take that spike on the top right-hand side here. Just click over there just to make sure. Yeah, I could see it on the radar. And he's got this attack coming over here with his Predator tanks and APCs, and I think Unleashed should be able to hold that off. He's got, what's he got? He's got mirror of units here. Anyway, no, both sides really struggling to tech here. They're going to stay at this level of production for quite some time, I believe. And that's going to mean that it's going to be a lot different to a normal game. And it looks like Dutch is going to get cleaned up over here. He's going to be forced back. Unleash is defending well enough. These Predator tanks are just a problem because they have the armor to just tank a decent amount of damage here. Dutch does have quite a few forces here. Perhaps if he moves them across, he's trying to move them across. And he's going to try to snipe down Pred tanks now, so he's going to diminish the force of Unleashed. Unleashed is solely committed here to this defense, but he's not going to lose any harvesters, I don't think. There is one harvester there trying to make a run for it. And, oh, he's actually got some more APCs moving through there. I didn't realize that. I thought his force had been much more depleted than that. But Unleash has a great economy. Maybe thinking about some tech. What's happening down here? Pit bulls are coming in. They're sniping down a harvester there on the empty field. But a harvester kill is definitely worth it. He needs to get out of there because those Predator tanks are making a meal of him. Meanwhile, up here, there is a harvester down from Unleashed. He did lose one. These guys here have claimed another one. Dutch is de-garrisoning, but the harvester guns and the APCs finishing those guys off there. One more APC to go. And it hasn't got anything garrisoned. And Unleashed did move away his pit bulls. Did he save any of them? I can't see them on the map. APCs are down, so both sides really prodding at each other, sending units in, trying to cause some damage. Unleashed does have AP ammo, but it's been really, I wouldn't say, I mean, I'm trying to say messy, but at the same time, the control from both sides is still pretty good. They're being aggressive, they're causing damage, they're keeping each other down, but that's probably not too good. Losing all his orcas there. He lost 3 orcas. And they didn't score any kills there, probably trying to finish off that damaged harvester. Unleash is looking for an expansion now, and Dutch is moving through with his Predator tanks with the finishing flag on the checkered flag on the barrel, which makes him look way cooler for some reason. He's got the skins going there, but there's going to be a tank fight, and it's going to be right in the middle of the map here. This is unusual for tanks to be in here. There's no rocket infantry to take advantage of these buildings, so I guess Dutch is just going to move through because he has superior numbers and he's got positioning, although Unleashed now using these buildings as cover to try to snipe down the tanks as they come around the corner one at a time. It's going to come down to focus fire. Dutch is on a move order, so he's just trying to move in and surround. There you go, now he's going to focus fire, and yeah, he's just got too much tanks for what Unleashed had here, but he's going to pull back. There's a lot of APCs. They can't really defeat this force, I don't think, but I think Dutch wants to pull back anyway because he can punish these APCs in the retreat if they try to push forward. Mines are a possibility. Unleashed is just pushing his APCs forward. Probably not the best use of them, but they may be able to snipe down some of these wounded tanks. There you go. There's actually quite a lot of them. There is a beacon up there. It's just some scouting squads going down, and it looks like, yeah, he's stopping and firing down these APCs now, but he's being forced back. He just doesn't have enough tanks. A lot of his tanks were damaged, and he is going to lose his force here to APC. That's unfortunate. And what has Dutch got going meanwhile? He's got an expansion up, and minefields coming down from Unleashed there. You can just litter the field with mines, especially when you run into the enemy field like he's probably about to do. You put the minefields everywhere, you overlap them. Oh, he just lost his harvester on the expansion to some orcas there, so Dutch, he followed up his orca attack, and Unleashed is just going to try and snipe down the MCV. It's got a lot of health, it's got a sonic field on it, it's going to take a long time to kill. The orcas temporarily diverted down to the Konya, but he decided to turn around and come back and shoot at these harvesters. Not quite enough to finish that harvester off. Unleashed being forced to reproduce harvesters, which is really not what you want to be doing at this stage of the game. That's always bad, but of course he's got to because he's taken losses here. And if he wants to keep up with Dutch's economy, can he get the MCV? This will be massive if he gets it. He's got Predator tanks here now as well to buffer his force, but this is just giving Dutch free time to just peg away at this force and taking no losses in return. But Unleashed will get the MCV, and he needed to get the MCV, otherwise he would have been behind massively. Unleashed could jump into this structure, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He needs to force move those rockets up to get them off the ground. That structure is going to be a real big pain here because it's right in a position where it's just going to be able to fire out onto all these troops diverting down here. And Unleashed trying to destroy the refinery, not actually going for the harvester. I think if he gets the refinery, there's no build radius here, there's no MCV, so it's going to really set Dutch back, and now they're going to go for the harvester. They should be able to kill that, no worries. Unleashed is rebuilding units, so there's got some damaged harvesters. He's got a double A turret up. What's happening over here? Dutch he's got a shadow tank and he's got some Preds, and he's still got 4 orcas. Where are they? They're over here. There's only one SAM turret, not SAM turret, double A battery, but this isn't Nod. He's got 2 pitbulls. He may be able to snipe down one of these orcas here, but he's probably going to get a harvester. Yeah, he's going to take out the damaged harvester as well, and he's going to take that harvester down, so no hard points. And he's probably going to lose the rest of his orcas fighting to the death there, but he kills those 2. No, he doesn't quite kill that one. That orca, let's just keep tabs on him, and here he just disappeared, so he's dead. But Dirty Dutch, what's he got? He's got double War Factory, no Tiberium to support that now, but he's sending everything he's got. He's got 3 Shadow tanks, he's got a bunch, he's got 4 Shadow tanks, he's maybe got about 10 Predator tanks. He needs to group them all together. Unleashed is now going for double Airfield Orca. And really, I don't think Dutch is going to be able to have much of an impact here. That double Airfield Orca, I mean, he's going to have 3 orcas now. Soon he's going to have enough to snipe down all the Shadow tanks. Pitbull is probably a bad idea because I think he just needs to defend. He's actually dropped down a 3rd airfield, so what is he selling? He's sold up most of his main base over here. There is 1 Pred tank pegging away at that spike. Dirty Dutch does not have an MCV. It looks like he's just going all out here. He's just like, hey, I got to go and attack and kill Unleashed right now. The orcas, though, are just making light work of the Shadow tanks. Really big weakness for Shadow tanks is the orcas. The orcas just come over the top, snipe them down. Their rockets do very well against armor. Orca Strike comes in, misses most of its mark here, but all of a sudden there's pitbulls in here now, and they're just moving straight through to the airfields and shooting down these guys on the deck. That's not good for Unleashed. He doesn't have time to reload his orcas though. They're sitting there trying to reload, but they just can't. They're getting shot up, and Unleashed is all of a sudden in serious trouble. There's nothing much over there. It's just those rocket squads pegging away the harvesters, which is bad for Dirty Dutch. But Dirty Dutch is coming in, and he may be able to snipe down the rest of these orcas. He's going to get them. Unleashed should really stop that, and he should just go for barracks deployment because that's what he really needs. But he's going to lose his MCV, and that's going to hurt him really bad. He's going to be left with an airfield. He does have a barracks. He's got an airfield up there as well. He may need to just sell everything off here. I don't know how much more money he's got. If he doesn't have enough money, he's going to have to sell up. He needs to keep that War Factory alive if he really wants to stay in this game, because Dutch is probably rebuilding an MCV. No, he doesn't have an MCV. He's still going all in here. He could sell off some of his buildings, doesn't need 2 ref down there. And Unleashed is in all sorts of trouble all of a sudden. I mean, this game very back and forth. Both sides really having each other on an edge here, and it looks like Dirty Dutch, he has forces left, and Unleashed just doesn't. He's got a lot of rifleman squads, mostly from destroyed structures and sold off buildings, but the orcas are coming down. They're trying to snipe down these Predator tanks. Those 2 veteran ones will be able to buffer an extra rocket or so that's not good for him. But yeah, he just doesn't have enough money. The Pitbulls will have to avoid these rifleman squads because they do have AP ammo, and there's so many that they could probably focus these guys down. They're going to. Look at that, the AP ammo, there's like 10 squads there. and they're going to be able to focus those guys down. There's 2 elite squads and 1 veteran squad, and there you go. Oh, heroic rifles, that's got to hurt. And look at that, clean up the pit bulls there, so Dirty Dutch losing that. There is 1 Predator tank still firing away down here, and these units over here in the structure is going to be cutting off any more of the harvesters, but an MCV is out by Dirty Dutch. Basically, he's got no army left, so I guess he figured that, hey, Unleash is, you know, he's screwed, I just build an MCV and I'll win. And I mean, that's going to give Unleash some time to recover, but really, what is Dirty Dutch? It was the right thing to do. He just doesn't have any money or anything to rebuild anything, and these Orcas now are going to cause him problems. Unleash doesn't have hard points. That's unusual. I guess he just didn't have time to get that upgrade. And is this game going to keep going? Because, yeah, like I said, Dutch, he's going to go for an expansion. Well, he's going to go for this Tiberium. He kind of needs it. That's going to give Unleash time. But, I mean, really, it's not a detriment to Dirty Dutch at all, because he could be like, hey, instead of building MCV, what can I build? Lots of pit bulls or something like that. Unleash can defend that out easily with infantry, and the game just keeps going. He's actually got 4 harvesters. I didn't realize he had so many there. And this could be an MCV. Is it going to be an MCV? Yes, it is. Oh, man, Unleash is not going to go down here. Dutch obviously still has an advantage, and he's using that advantage now to get this expansion down. He doesn't have a ref down yet, so the longer the ref takes, the more time Unleash has to recover there. If both sides can get their expansion up, this game is going to continue on, and it will be anyone's game really, because like I said, Dutch has sold up a lot. He has sold up a ton of structures because he needs to get this ref down. He's even keeping these harvesters here in preparation for the refinery to go down. We have a lot of all those rifles coming over here. And Dutch can't hope to defeat them. He's got no AP ammo, no composite armor, and these guys here, no composite armor, but they do have AP ammo. And oh man, the Orca's going to come over, and the rocket squads are just going to have to run. Even these pit bulls are going to have to run, because we saw what happened to, oh no, this harvester is going to come through and crush. No, Dirty Dutch not realize. Yes, he does realize now, and he crushes half of the rifleman squads there, but the Orcas do pick it off. The Orcas get away. I don't think anyone was shot down. He's still got some rifleman squad here. He could dig a foxhole or something like that. There's 2 very heavily damaged guys right there. And whose squads are they? They look like Dirty Dutch's. Yeah, he's selling off more of his structures, I think, or he's calling over more of his units here. Tower finally goes down. So Dirty Dutch holding off a really interesting attack. He's just got attacked by pure riflemen, and Orca. Both sides are so desperate here that they're using whatever they can. And when games turn into this kind of an attack, you really do just have to use whatever you got. Dirty Dutch is actually spreading out his rocket squads, and he's got people sitting in the field. He can defend, no worries against his Orcas. He just needs to watch out for this Orca strike that's coming in. Oh no, has he seen it? He has seen it, but that harvester couldn't get out of the way in time, and it was very heavily damaged. Only a little scratch and it would have gone down, and it has gone down. But Dutch placing the, the war factory right there for the repairs on the harvesters while they're waiting to dock. Very nice work there. Looks like Unleash is just coming out with just infantry. He de-garrisoned. No, he didn't de-garrison those guys, but yeah. Unleash is just using whatever he can to just hurt Dutch, and he's going to be able to focus down, maybe get all these pit bulls. Will the pit bull? Yes, it gets one more shot, but it doesn't. Oh, it hits the veteran Orca, so the veteran Orca can withstand one more extra shot by the looks of it, with its 15% additional armor. And Dutch is forced to just sell up all that base there. Now, he does have a ref down, but Unleash has double ref down. Oh man, Unleash is coming back. I can't believe he just kept Dutch on edge with just a handful of infantry and some Orcas there. Dutch very desperate for money. He's probably got a fair bit now because he sold up a lot. And now he's got double ref. He needs to transfer some of these harvesters over and get that one to fully load before it goes in. But yeah, he's got 2 harvesters lining up here. I guess he's got 1 lining up here, so that's not too bad. That one's going back to this one here, so is he going to transfer over? No, he's not watching. These guys are just going to wait. Now, he has got an armory down there, and he's probably going to go for compo armor, unless he's just going to go straight out sniper teams. He's calling in the GDI Airborne, very, very easy power. It's only 1,500 bucks. You get some veteran troops there. It's just a really easy way to supplement your force. What is Unleash doing? He's going for APCs and rockets. Oh man, he could get an armory down and get some sniper teams going if he wanted. The Orcas are coming back over, and oh man, the anti-air is spread out a little bit. He may be able to get 1 harvester, but Dutch should be able to clean up most of these Orcas. Oh, another damaged harvester, and he does pick it off. 2 Orcas go down, but Unleash is going to be liking that. Dutch, though, he still has 5 harvesters in it. 5 and 2, he's still got the appropriate ratio there. So those other 2 harvesters that went down were overstocked. So he could have sent 1 to this field and 1 to that field, maybe. Unleash does have 4 and 2 down there. He's got a 5th harvester there, 6th harvester there, and he's got a little bit of Tib regrowing over there. He does have a ref there as well. But he's going back to Pred APC. Dutch is going for pit bulls and infantry. So both sides really just, yeah, they've used a little bit of everything in this game, haven't they? They can't quite figure out how to kill each other. And it looks like Dutch does have composite armor. He doesn't have AP ammo though. And I mean, Unleash, he doesn't have any real infantry here, and these peoples are coming around, and they're going to pull back Unleash force. Unleash is like, hey, I've got to do something about these. I'm going to have to pull back these units here. He's all out of orcas, they're all gone. Another harvest will go down by Unleashed here. He does have a war factory down here. He's popping the turrets there. They're not too bad against the peoples once they have AP ammo. Where is Dutch's force? He's got infantry and everything moving along there. He's going to conglomerate all his forces with the peoples and the ground forces over here to hit Unleashed expansion. And he's going to take down more harvests. Yeah, he's just going to tank this gunfire for as long as he can. Those peoples will go down relatively quickly to 2 towers now, and the more towers that pop up, the worse it's going to get for him. There you go, a lot of them going down now. He's almost got a heroic pitbull, but that's not going to happen yet. He's being, those guys evaporating over there now. The pitbull's all gone, but Unleash still has 2 harvesters down there. They're both sitting, getting repairs at the moment. Needs to fix that. And Dutch is being forced back. A few garrisons here which have not been taken out yet that he could definitely take advantage of there. Neither side taking advantage now. Unleash has AP ammo, and Dutch has composite armor. So how do we work that out? Which one's better? I'd probably have to say that AP ammo, since it benefits more, and it's an attack upgrade. I guess it's probably the better upgrade. It does cost more than composite armor, I do believe. Yeah, it is. It's more expensive than composite armor. But at the same time, the composite armor is going to allow these guys to absorb more AP ammo. And there you go. Unleash is actually going to take advantage of these. He needs a rifleman squad in that building, though. That building is going to go down pretty quickly. Both sides fighting and destroying all these structures. If Tournament Dust Bowl wasn't in ruins enough, these guys are leveling it. It's like those games you see on Small Town USA where the center city just gets completely annihilated because they're both so desperate to push through it. What's happening over there? Pitbull's running through, but they get annihilated, and Unleash all of a sudden has 5 harvesters down there. He's going to leave that one there just to get a bit more repairs. He obviously doesn't want to send it out into the field until it's got a bit more health. But yeah, it looks like these structures have been busted open. And Unleashed, does he have? No composite armor. What's Dutch been doing? He's going for Orcas, sells up his command center, and he's moving his MCV. I'm assuming he's going to go back to these fields here, but it's moving across the map. And oh man, the thing is that when people do this, it tends to end the game, and you either win or lose, because he's rushing straight at Unleashed field. But Unleashed economy is too strong. I think he's too strong economy. He's already got base defenses. He's got a war factory here. He's already got units here. I mean, Dutch has got a substantial ground force here. But yeah, those AP ammo towers, and now he's going to shield it out with power plants. What's Dutch going to do? Is he going to change course? No, he's going to continue on with his MCV. He does have a decent sized army here. It's just sporadic, and I mean this is all game long. What's happening up here? There are some orcas over here, but yeah, when games get to this situation, you find your army is just full of mix and match units. So I like to call them. You just have leftover units from other attacks and bits and pieces, and he is going to push this attack, but Dutch, he has no tech center, so he can't go for any juggernauts, and I just feel that Unleashed position is so entrenched here that Dutch can't hope to push through. He's going to push through on the side of the Tiberium. He's got a lot of infantry, and that could make a difference, but more towers coming up. All he needs is really is towers and predator tanks. Selling off the back ones, and he can use the rifleman squads to supplement his force here. There are orcas here by Dirty Dutch. Is he going to swing in? There's not much double A. There's only some APCs with their AP ammo, and he's going to come in. He's going to snipe down these harvesters. Doesn't quite get those 2. Unleashed pulls both of them back. Nice work, accidentally selecting more than what he needed to. And oh, look at this. We have a war factory coming down from Dutch, and Unleashed is on the wrong side of the tib field here. He needs to come across and fight this off. His war factory is taking some serious damage, but Dutch is pushing in, and he's being funded by his economy over here. Some peoples are just guarding it to make sure nothing sneaks in there. Orcas coming back in. They probably will get shot down. Their war factory is down. Another harvester is down. Those orcas may decide to get out of there now. They had a pretty good run. Dutch isn't building anything from his MCV, but he's just building nothing but predator tanks, and he's got the war factory here to support it as well. So this is going to become problematic for Unleashed because these AP ammo towers just aren't going to be able to cause enough damage. Another harvester, not quite. Yes, it's going to go down. That last rocket picking it off, and both those orcas managed to get out of there. Like I said, there's a lot of AP ammo towers here. He's got 5, 6 there, all in range of these predator tanks. But again, I mean, it's going to take their sweet time to destroy them. And Dutch could just keep spamming them out until he can just roll over. Unleashed, he probably should send his harvesters back here. He's got a harvester there, could dock there. He needs to send his harvesters back there because there's Tiberium back there, and it's a very safe avenue to harvest. But he does have to worry about these 2 orcas. Doesn't look like Dutch is rebuilding any of them. He's fully committed to this ground attack here, and it looks like just a ton of towers sitting behind that power plant there. I think he's just basically trying to just put down so many towers that there's no chance of Dutch rolling in there. And there you go. He's even selling off the damaged ones there. He's actually selling off quite a lot. He's going for orcas. He does have hard points now. This is critical because he's got hard point orcas. That's 9 rockets, and he sold his ref. I don't think that was a good idea. That's going to limit his build radius just a little bit more over there, so he can't place structures down there. snipes down a tank. Dutch doesn't have as much tanks as I thought he did. Some of them may have been destroyed, but I just didn't realize. But yeah, that wall of towers, how well is it going to... He needs them all to target the same tank, really. Here come the Orcas back from Dutch, but there's 3 Orcas with hard points, and there's no double A for Dutch. And these tanks are going to get slammed now. He's targeting down all the red tanks here, and Unleash is going to be able to defend that out with just infantry. And these Orcas are just going to keep going and going and going because they've got so many rockets now. They have 3 additional rockets, which gives them 9 each, so he's got 18 rockets. Look how many tanks he smashed. Even the 4th Orca is rocking up. Dutch is down to 1 tank, and that's got to hurt. The Pipples have left that area. Where'd they go? I'm not sure. Dutch may have expended them to attack Unleash space, but Unleash is sitting pretty now. I mean, he's only got 1 harvester down here, which is bad, but it looks like Dutch is about to lose perhaps his war factory, and here come those Pitbulls that I was talking about. No, Unleash is going to pull back, but has he realized? Yeah, he's building harvesters, and he is refining over here, but he needs to figure... Yeah, he's sending one over here as well. He doesn't have build radius over here, by the way. He's only got build radius about here. So yeah, really, I mean, because it's too dangerous to harvest here right now, even though there is 1 harvester. Dutch is here, and he's just going to try to deny Unleash the ability to harvest this. Dutch, in the meantime, he really needs to get down here, because look at that Tiberium, look at that Tiberium. He's out of Tiberium, so as long as Unleash can resist, Dutch is going to get further and further into trouble, unless he makes something seriously happen really quickly. He is building something as a base defense. I was going to say maybe a surveyor if he wants to keep his MCV here. But yeah, he needs to do something about getting some more Tiberium, because Unleash is just going to hold out here. He's just going to hold tight, and look at that, selling up. Oh no, Unleash takes out the airfield and forces a sell. He may have taken it out, forced a sell, and oh man, Dutch's harvesters are going down. Oh man, hardpoint and Orcas, they still have enough rockets. They have enough rockets to take out all the harvesters, and Dutch, all of a sudden, that just ended him. He needs to attack right now and basically win. Unleash even putting down minefields. He knows that Dutch has almost nothing left. He does have a structure about 60% queued. It could be a ref. It better be a ref, otherwise he's in big trouble. But even then, the only double A he has are these Orcas. Not these Orcas, these, what do you call it? Pitbulls. And he's going to have to keep them very close. And if he stays here and tries to harvest this field, I mean, the airfield's just here for Unleash. He needs to land those guys, get some ammo lined up for them. And the Orca strike completely misses there, trying to catch out some units. But yeah. Oh man. No idea which side was going to win this game at the start, and it's just been back and forth, back and forth. Dutch is going to try to make something happen now. There's infantry on the ground. Oh, it looks like Unleash has packed up his MCV. What's happening down there? Just infantry running over the tib field. But yeah, he prods forward, does some damage. He has a substantial army here. He's got 7 pred tanks, and he's got 5 pitbulls, so those Orcas are going to have to be microed pretty well to avoid the pitbulls there. But as you can see, they've got 9 rockets each. That's 4 9s of 36. You've got 36 rounds to fire off of these Predator tanks, and most of those Predator tanks will be annihilated if that happens. He sells his war factory because he needs the money, and he's about to place a ref. Is he going to place it over here? Yes, he sold up his entire base over there. And look at this, Unleash is just roaming around here going, hey, where's Dutch's base and stuff like that, and this structure needs to be placed down pretty soon. And Unleash is leaving this area, actually. He just sold up his build radius because he obviously can't hold this back. And what's Dutch going to do now? Oh, that airfield is very vulnerable indeed. He needs to try to snipe down these pitbulls. He's trying to kill the infantry here. This is really Dutch's last roll of the dice. He's actually got harvesting down here. But he does have a substantial army. This airfield is going to go down. Can Unleash replace that? No, he cannot replace that. He needs to put down either a combat support airfield or a comm center right now. Because once these Orcas fire off their rounds, they're going to have nothing left. Yeah, they just sniped down the what do you call it? The harvester. I don't know where they went though. But that probably wasn't the best idea, because basically if he destroys his army, he wins. And now he's got his Orcas flying around somewhere. There are 4, 5 Predator tanks, 2 Pitbulls coming. They are going to try and save the day. An AP ammo tower is just about to be dropped. No, it's a silo. It's a silo. He probably would have benefited better from an AP ammo tower, because it could have cleaned up all these riflemen, which are just tanking shots. And here come the Orcas. They need to be careful to stay away from the Pitbulls. Dutch is marking the Pitbulls around. Oh, Unleash's Pitbulls did have their rear armor facing, but no, he's just sacking them all. He's sending them all in. Oh, 2 of them get blown up at once. Did he cause enough damage though? Did he cause enough damage there? The rest of them go down right now. If they don't have an airfield to land it, they usually rally over the top of the Conyard. But Unleashed has nothing left. He's got base defenses. He's only against 5 Pitbulls. He can defend that out with infantry as long as he doesn't lose like a million harvesters. He's actually got a lot. He's got 3 harvesters there. He's got 3 harvesters there as well. So he's still got 6 harvesters. He's building Predator tanks. Dutch is running out of time. He has no economy whatsoever. He's not even building anything. Look at that. The entire right-hand side of the map is completely empty. And this is where the fight is. Dutch only has 2 very badly damaged tanks remaining and some Pitbulls. I don't think he has enough to pull it off, and Unleash is just tower walling up here. and I think he did enough very good insight to move back to these bases here, because it was just, there was Tiberium here, and it was much safer to harvest there than to continue to harvest down here. Look how much Tib there is still there. It's really growing so fast. But yeah, that's going to be the end of Dutch, I think, and as soon as he loses his pit bulls, I think he's going to GG out. He's actually attacking the power plant instead of the Predator tank there, but I think he's realised that that's going to be it for him. And Unleash is coming up here now, so neither side ever getting a tech center. Considering how long this game went for, I think it got very messy for both sides, and there you go, Dirty Dutch has been defeated, so Unleash comes through for a nice win there. But yeah, that game, very messy. Unleash did one of his not so cost efficient rushes to try to tweak that build a bit. It just didn't work. But he did well enough to survive and continue on, and Dutch couldn't take advantage of it. Both sides attacked each other multiple times. But if we look at that resource graph there, Dutch was slightly ahead. No, that's Unleashed. Dutch was slightly ahead at the start, but as you can see, it was actually on par for a majority of that. Dutch, I think he overreacted to that Orca rush. I think he thought maybe it was an all-in. That's why he was a little bit, he stood back a little bit, and both sides put out a lot of scouts. Unleashed actually went ahead here at about the 12-minute mark, only briefly, because Dutch then got ahead. Dutch got his expansion quicker, but he flatlined at about the 23-minute mark, so maybe the last like 4 or 5 minutes of the game. Dirty Dutch had no income whatsoever, and that's where Unleashed just took advantage of it. Nice insight to move back there, but like I said, if you move the MCV, it normally ends the game pretty quickly. Either you win or you lose, but that time it just kept going and going and going. I think Dutch, he needed to get the backfields. Like, it's pretty obvious. He probably doesn't want me telling him this, but yeah, he's probably looking at that now. You always think it, I mean, it's easier said than done. It's really hard to do sometimes. But if he'd got that, he would have been all set. And a bit more use of rocket infantry by both sides would have been a little bit better as well to defend out some of those things. But yeah, very nice from both players. Just non-stop, very sporadic, very messy, but at the same time, it was a very good game to watch. Like, that's going to get a lot of wubs. I might actually head over and wub that just because it was, it was really on edge the whole time. Neither side got a massive army, but they got, they got reasonable size armies here and there, and pushed against each other. But it was a mix and match army for both sides. Structures up and down. Dutch actually doing pretty bad on structure, since of course he sold most of his base just to sack himself and keep his war effort going there. Units up and down. There were so many engagements, small, medium and large, that there's really no way you can pick this apart. Dutch did lose quite a few here at the 17 to 23 minute mark. Look at that up and down, whereas Unleashed was pretty steady, and I think that's where it cost him. Look at the 22 minute mark, he lost way too much, probably mostly rifles, but again, that was probably the bit where he was losing it, and then Unleashed just defended it out. It was a little bit hairy towards the end there, because Dutch did have a significantly larger force than what Unleashed had, but he just couldn't break him, even though Unleashed sacked all those orcas at the end. But yeah, that was a very nice effort from both players. 29 minutes, 29 seconds. Oh, look at that. So about a half an hour game, which is quite lengthy for a 1v1. But, well, but nonetheless, neither side reaching their tech or even getting close. They only had comm centers temporarily, and they both kept selling them off. It's 168,320 to Dutch and 179,882 to Unleashed. So we can see that Unleashed had about a 10 grand advantage, 10, 11 grand. But as you can see, it was pretty even. I mean, Dutch had the advantage towards the very late game here, and then he just flatlined and allowed Unleashed to actually catch up and take over. So for a majority of the late game, Dutch had a little bit more money, but of course Unleashed had time to pull it back. And nice use going, I've said this before, going back to the backfields for Unleashed, getting the safe Tiberium. That was a very good game indeed. Unleashed had a 1.17 kill death ratio to 0.86 for Dirty Dutch. Dutch lost more, but he also created more, so he had a bit more infantry, I think, as well. There was actually a time when he was pumping out a lot of rifles and stuff like that, and GDI Iberians can end up going like that, especially if you need an army really quickly. But like I said, Unleashed just resisted his expansion at his expansion, and yeah, it just happened to come through there, so very close. He's probably pretty happy with that game. Well done to Dirty Dutch, well done to Unleashed UA. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time.